Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about my thoughts on Shameik Moore getting cooked online because of his creepy behavior towards that of Laura Harrier and Zendaya. Yeah, yeah. He's literally getting ran over on social media right now. It's gross. It is creepy and it is weird and stuff. And this is a red flag that people now, maybe it's like a yellow flag, I don't know. But it's a flag nevertheless. It's a caution flag that people need to take serious and pay attention because he's starting to give off like a slight version of like R. Kelly and P. Diddy. Not extreme like them. Thank God for that. Like, there ain't nobody been accusing him, nothing like that, but he's starting to give off that slight creepy vibe, and his denial of it is kind of odd, calling it fan fiction and everything. It's one of those things that where, this might be harmless, but it's something to look out for. That's the thing. It's just something to look out for because at first, there's some things in his past that are now starting to come up. It's been a long time since I talked about this dude. I haven't brought him up since like his controversy with Rosa Parks whenever I be talking about those Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse movies and stuff. Because he's kept a low profile until people started teasing him. See, a little while back, people started teasing this dude online, saying that every Spider-Man actor can nail his like lead co-star except for him. Tobey Maguire and the whole Kristen Dunst thing. I don't know if that was truly real or not, because wasn't he married around that time? So who knows? Then there's Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone and everything, and there's Tom Holland and Zendaya. But he is the only Spider-Man in current times that, who's had a movie who can't get his lead co-star. So people kept joking about, oh, you and Haley Steinfeld, they're not dating, nothing like that. And she's now engaged and stuff. And he was flirting with Haley Steinfeld. And she was just kind of gingerly kind of like laughing it off, not wanting to make a deal about it when he was flirting with her and everything. And she's now engaged and like, not to him. And he made it seem like he had a chance with her. But the dude never had a chance, like a snowball chance in hell. You know what I'm saying? And so, so it's weird. So people started teasing him about that, right? But then all of a sudden, he posted a picture with him and some random girl. At least that's what people thought at first. See, I didn't recognize her at first. The actress Laura Harrier, she was Liz Allen in Spider-Man No Way Home with Tom Holland. Boy, they wrote her completely out of those movies once he got with Zendaya, man. Like, it was just him and MJ after that, and they just wrote her completely out. But anyways, I didn't know who she was at first. I assumed she was just another like Kardashian, Black China, Amber Rose type trying to get, with like a rapper, actor type person. But I'm like, she looks kind of familiar. Like, why does she look so familiar? Then I looked her up. I'm like, oh, it's her from Spider-Man No Way Home. So he posted a picture with him and her and said, coming soon, insinuating that they're dating or they're about to make an announcement they're dating or something like that. So people's all like, wow, he really rebounded, and finally got himself a Spider-Man girl. But it's not what it seems. And that whole and this was like apparently a year ago. So all of a sudden, something started popping up online from Laura because she started getting tagged in it. And she wanted to set the record straight that her and Shameik have never dated. See, I assume that this was like the one that got away or something like that. Like, he's reminiscing about the good times, how they used to date, similar to Tyrese and Tahaji is it Hanson, I think? Because he said Tahaji was the one that got away, and he said he's gonna get her back. He never got her back. See, that's that creepiness I'm talking about. And that's that red flag you gotta look out for. Cause y'all know Tyrese and that baby mama drama. So anyway, so I assume, okay, they dated in the past, something like that. He's reminiscing. No, 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 no. They never dated. They barely know each other. See, she went online. She said she doesn't like her dating life to be all out there and stuff. She's pretty private, but she wanted to like address this. And him and her never, ever, ever, ever dated. And this was a year ago. They was at some kind of event with other Spider-Man people. And I guess people wanted them to take a picture because they're Spider-Man folks from different like Spider-Man movies. So she took the picture with him. That's it. That is literally it. They never dated. They're not close friends. He posted this picture insinuating to many people something's coming soon. But that something was never nothing. And she wanted to reinforce that she is engaged to a basketball player and not him. And in private, she asked him, hey, take this picture down or this post or whatever it was, blah, 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 blah. He did not do it. She asked him again. He still did not do it. After several requests, he never did it. So she decided to go online and put him on blast, putting out a video and letting everybody know that he's extremely weird and everything for doing this, and that she's engaged and that she asked him to take it down and he never did. After putting him on blast and everybody making fun of him, he finally took it down. And after that, people chewed into him and he deleted his social media account from Instagram and that of Twitter. But then around like today or something like that, he reactivated his thing. And well, he made his famous apology like he always does, wearing a white hood. Now I'll get into the significance of him wearing a white hood a little bit later. But he put out his little white hood apology. And basically, this was what's so weird. He said that this is all a misunderstanding and that the fans are kind of exaggerating. And this is fan fiction. Fan fiction. That's what he's calling this. I guess fan fiction is the new term for witch hunt or something like that. Because this is not no fan fiction. It was not the fans who brought this to people's attention. This was not the fans that cooked this up. It was not the fans insinuating anything. It was him. Because he got made fun of and his manhood could not handle it. And when she asked him over and over in private to get rid of it, he refused and only decided to do it when she put him on blast. And in his apology, people couldn't help recognize that he pulled a Travis Scott pose. Oh my God. Because remember, something happened with Travis Scott in the fan and he didn't pay attention and literally just kept on doing what he was doing. And then there was that whole Billie Eilish thing and then that whole Kanye West thing. Lord Jesus have mercy. His apology is the same way his old apology was. BS. And it's funny how his apology came one day after the controversy. That's celebrities for you. It's like clockwork. A celebrity messes up and then one day later, I kid you not, it's a fake celeb apology. Very similar to the other apology he so-called made when he was wearing a white hood. Now, here's the thing about the whole white hood thing and why I keep bringing it up. Oh, wait, before I get into that, I gotta get into the whole Zendaya thing. So somebody on Twitter, and I have no idea who it was. You know how Twitter likes to tweet. They love going back over a decade in your feeds to find out what you probably did that was wrong. And well, this is where it gets very, very creepy. He used to hit on Zendaya back in the day for multiple tweets, just constantly flirting with her. Then she had enough to where she decided she got tired of him hitting on her and she unfollowed him. And because somebody asked him, like, why don't you follow Zendaya no more? And he's like, well, she unfollow me and everything. He was constantly hitting on her and he didn't get the hint and she had to unfollow him. Then somebody asked him, do you like young girls? And he replied, it depends. See, that's that red flag right there. Young girl, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. It never depends. They are off limits. Underage people are off limits. If it's a young adult, okay, I understand that. But this person literally said young girls. And this man's in his 20s, close to 30s. It is never okay for anything underage. That's a massive red flag. And this is why I'm telling you, you need to pay attention to this man. Because he's having those R. Kelly, P. Diddy type vibes. And this is not fan fiction. Alright? Because remember with the whole Cassie thing. She said that P. Diddy, Sean Combs, abused her. He said, no, that's not me. That's not my character. What happened? Years later, that video resurfaced. Now he's locked up. It is the red flags and the clues you have to look for in these celebrities because they think they can get away with everything because they're famous. And I wouldn't be surprised in the coming weeks if more people probably starts to reveal things about Shameik Moore's behavior. I don't know what that could be, but I wouldn't be surprised in everything. Now, why do I not like him? Why do I bring up the white hood apology? Well, we have to go back to the Black Lives Matter movement and all the protests. And when white cops were shooting black people and people was dying and people was protesting and doing all that, Shameik decided he's going to represent his community by saying Rosa Parks should have never sat in the front seat or the front row, whatever. He just went after Rosa Parks, who is dead, by the way, for no reason. A woman who's part of the civil rights movement, and he probably wouldn't even be where he is today if it wasn't for Rosa Parks. And he just attacked her for no apparent reason. Black folks didn't like it and they went after him. He gave an apology, but he doubled down on it, wearing a white hood. And when he doubled down on it, he basically said she could have got a black taxi cab or something like that. His apology wasn't even an apology. Even descendants of Rosa Parks was pissed at him. Why I say the white hood is significant? Because, let's see. He's talking smack about a black woman. This is a really powerful black movement that's going on that people need to pay attention to. And he decides to throw fire on, or throw gasoline on fire and everything by bringing up Rosa Parks should never sat in the front seat, going against his own race. And it's just kind of who's a famous group of people that wore a white hood and didn't like black people? I wonder. So, clearly there's something in this dude that gives off that creepy vibe of him not getting the hint with women and making things worse than it is. Now, here's my thing about this. It's either one of the following. Either A, he can't get a woman no matter what, and he has no game. Okay? Either he just has no game and he can't get a woman. B, he can't take a hint and there's something really, really, really disturbing about him and stuff like that. Or C, he's really gay and this is just all a front. And the reason why he's so aggressive about it is because he's bearding and everything. I don't know which one it is. Only he knows. Because when you think about it, he doesn't like. Have you ever seen him actually date a woman? Have you ever seen him post a picture with a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend? I've never seen that. I've seen him fan over female celebrities, but that's about it. So either he has a private life and he doesn't want, like, his dating life to get out, but then if so, why would he do this? So it makes me wonder if he's really gay and just bearding and everything. Because nobody has never seen this dude ever. It's never been reported he's dating. I've never seen any, like, maybe he's out there, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to do some better research, but I never seen this dude date anybody. So either he was just really embarrassed for people making fun of him for not landing the Spider Girl, or he's secretly into dudes. I don't know which one it is. Now, here's the thing about him, right? People could have brushed this off, and a lot of people are just saying, like, oh, it's harmless or whatever. But the fact that he barely knows this girl, and like the actress Laura, the fact that he barely knows her, and he will post this picture, that could have been harmless itself, but then he wrote the caption, "Coming soon." Now, maybe, he could have just wanted to post a picture of him and another, like, celebrity. People do that all the time. Celebs do that all the time. Fans do that all the time. But it was that caption that started to make people wonder. And he did that on purpose. And so then when you go back into the past with the whole Zendaya stuff, then that gets a little odd. And it's kind of like, there are some people, yes, who just have no game. And it's hard for them to get people. He's not a bad looking person, so he should be able to get somebody. And he's somewhat famous. I say somewhat because his acting career is pretty small and his music career is even smaller. And so he has celebrity because of the Spider-Man movies. That is what he is best known for, despite being in other stuff. But all he has to do is like tell her, hey, look, you know who I am? Like, look me up. Oh yeah, you want a date? That's all it takes because he's a celebrity. So he shouldn't have a hard time getting anybody. But apparently it seems like he does. And there are a lot of people who just have no game. There's no shame in that. Like some people don't know how to like put it on. A lot of people are judgmental. They might not want to date you for whatever reason. It's anybody's ball game. Then there are those nerdy guys who just kind of can't take a hint for no. But then there are those nerdy guys who they're so aggressive in their flirting, they don't realize it's coming off as creepy. They might message you a lot. You might not reply. Then they're all like, well, why are you not replying? Or maybe they didn't get it. And, it reminds me of a Howard thing from the Big Bang Theory. And so a lot of these nerdy, creepy people don't realize that they're creepy and everything because to them it's harmless. But then to the other person, it's annoying when they're constantly constantly bombarding you with message after message after message. And it's just kind of like, oh God, like, you must see this more than what I thought it was, and you're not getting the hint. There are people like that. He could very well be one of those people. Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, because it's just like, then there are those type of people that do know they're being persistent, that are being pushy, and they just can't take no for an answer. But the fact that he is famous, he apparently can't like get the hint. And when somebody asks him to do something, he doesn't want to do it until it becomes a big thing. He seems to have an ego complex and an embarrassment complex. And those two things are just kind of like colliding with one another. And so because of that, it's causing him to be overly aggressive to where he's not seeing nothing wrong with this. But there is something wrong with this because now there is a pattern in everything. And this pattern is starting to catch the attention of people that are getting very curious and stuff like that. It's to the point where there are some people who want Sony to fire him from Spider-Verse movies. Look, here's the thing. Sony ain't never gonna do that. Never. After the whole Rosa Parks thing, they let it be clear they ain't gonna fire him for nothing. That's what that whole I made a mistake thing was in the second Spider-Verse movies. Heck, they hired Jared Leto for Morbius. And Jared Leto has a history of being creepy because he method acts. When he was on Suicide Squad movie, he sent the dead rat to his co-stars, used condoms in boxes and stuff like that. He is now going to be Skeletor in the He-Man movie, and he's going to be in the new Tron movie. Trust me when I say Sony don't care. They don't care whatsoever. It might make things awkward between him and Haley now. That's one thing that she really needs to look out for. And like, but I tell you this right here right now, if it was the MCU, oh, he would be gone. They get rid of their black stars in a heartbeat. Terrence Howard, I think his name is. The first Rhodey, that whole money dispute between him and RDJ, they got rid of him. When Chadwick Boseman died, and they're like, let's just get rid of T'Challa. Then, of course, there is, what's his name? Jonathan Majors. King himself. One controversy, they got rid of that dude. If it was the MCU, oh yeah, they would have fired his behind. But this is Sony, and Sony doesn't care. They just care about making money. Plus, they have controversial people working for them behind the scenes in corporate, so they don't care. The only way they will fire him is that if somebody puts out a really huge allegation after another, and there's some truth to it, then they'll be all like, all right, we need to distance ourselves from him. Because think about it. In the third movie, there's going to be two different Miles, a good one and a bad one. Shameik plays the good one, but another voice actor plays the bad one, which is weird because they're supposed to be from parallel dimensions. But if Shameik keeps messing up, I bet you that bad Miles is going to take over for the good. So, yeah. And for all the people that are just saying, well, those Zendaya tweets were 10 years ago. Like, he's a changed person. Who cares? Obviously, he is not a changed person because he's back to his old ways, but even, like, creepier and everything. And, when it comes to Laura, you don't hear nothing bad about her. She's not the type of person that will like talk that much smack about you or put you on blast or anything like that. Like, I haven't read anything bad about her. For her to have to come out and do this because she saw this was the only way out because he would not listen to her. This is all again those like, females not being heard. Actresses not being heard when they say, hey, look, I got a situation going on over here, blah, blah, blah. And then people just like ignoring it. And so don't ignore this dude's red or yellow flags. Obviously, this is a pattern of behavior that he has. And it's not a good one. And it needs something he needs to handle now before it gets worse. And if I was his management team, I would literally tell him, cut this crap out. Like, just shut your mouth. Shut up about race. Shut up about these women you think you want. And just try to make movies or songs. Because I've said this before. Once these Spider-Man verse movies are done, which this is going to be the last one no matter what, because the third one, once these movies are done, his career might be done. Because Hollywood's not exactly banging down his door, and neither is the music industry. So he needs to be on the good, best behavior he has because he might be able to land his next big role. Maybe. Just saying. Because it is kind of interesting that after that whole Rosa Parks incident, people was wondering if he was going to still have a job at Sony. This was before the second Spider-Verse movie came out. And if you pay really close attention, like I said in my review of that movie, the story isn't even really about Miles. It was more about Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen. She felt more like the main character in that second movie than Miles, but Miles felt like he was shoehorned into that movie, and especially towards the end. I believe that's them trying to put less focus on him because of that Rosa Parks controversy. And so it is kind of odd that in that second movie, Gwen was more of a bigger character than he was. And it felt like she had more screen time than he did. And a lot more, because the movie literally started off with her, not him. And that was really odd. And I think it even ended with her forming a team and everything. So, it makes you wonder what they're going to do to pivot a little bit in this third movie. Because he didn't have that much screen time in the second. And it's not like he's doing other projects. So, apparently, this is something. I bet you anything, there's more to him that people know in Hollywood, but they're just keeping their mouths closed, or they probably just thought it was innocent, but now they're starting to wonder, hey, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.